3-0, 3-0, 3-0.
Black people, when I say it's a murder campaign to eradicate black people from this planet, that's the mandate of this ruling class of people who understands genetic survival. We as a people, we don't understand genetic survival. We underestimate our enemies. There's a campaign to get rid of black people. And that's why when your loved ones get incarcerated in the penitentiary or in the jail cells in America, it could be a death sentence. Especially if you suffer from an underlying health condition going to the penitentiary. You suffer from a underlying health condition going to jail. It can be a death sentence. How is it that I am a conspiracy theorist for telling black people, if you go to jail, you may not come back out of that place alive? And that's just the reality of the situation. Like here in Dayton, Ohio, black family, less than 36 hours after being booked in the county jail, Terry Clemmons, a 47-year-old black man, dies from some type of medical condition. But the kicker part of the situation could be homicide, Montgomery County Jail negligence. You feel what I'm saying? This brother reported to staff that someone had poisoned him with fentanyl. Less than 36 hours after being booked in the county jail, Terry Clemmons was discovered dead, unresponsive in a cell. Correctional officer on Thursday, July the 27th, made a routine check and saw his brother suffering from apparent medical crisis. Check this out. Terry Clemmons' death is the 7th death that happened in 2023 in the Montgomery County Jail. This is a constant occurrence what's happening to black people once they are incarcerated in jails in America, in prisons in America. We're the most dying behind bars. Ever since the pandemic, the killing of our people behind bars have picked up like momentum, and ain't nobody saying nothing about our families, members, black people going to jail, either dying by officer, correctional staff assaults, or dying by medical condition in which the staff are aware of a particular inmate's position as it relates to its medical condition, and they watch these people suffer and die, especially if they're black. We're dying. Check this video out. I want you to check this clip out.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for the fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is permitted by copyright statute and might otherwise be infringing non-profit education. Personal use tips the balance in the favor of fair use.
A 7th inmate this year has died in the Montgomery County Jail. 47-year-old Terry Clemmons was found this morning appearing to suffer from a medical emergency and was eventually pronounced dead on scene. He had been booked into jail yesterday, going through a routine medical screening. Clemmons had left his cell for breakfast earlier in the morning. There are currently no indications of foul play or drug use, but the sheriff's office is in the early stages of its investigation.
Tonight, the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office is now investigating their jail after the 6th inmate died in custody this year. Clara Faith joining us now live in studio tonight. Now, Clara, do they have any idea how these inmates died?
Elise, 5 inmates had drugs in their system at the time of their death, and the coroner office says 4 died of a drug overdose. However, the most recent death happened earlier this month. The cause of death for Gerald Ford is still pending. The county says this is becoming too common, with some inmates battling drug abuse along with other health issues.
Because there's kind of 3 things that cause inmate in custody deaths, and that's medical issues. We have mental health issues like suicides that happen in our jail and every jail, and then we have overdoses from time to time.
Now, Clara, back in 2018, the jail installed body scanners that are supposed to catch those drugs and contraband when inmates are booked. Are they still using them?
Yes, the body scanners are still inside the jails. However, the chief deputy told me inmates are finding ways around it. Now, later tonight at 6:30 on Fox 45, you'll hear how the jail is working to stop these deaths from happening. Now back to you.
We spent the day looking at a man found dead 36 hours after being booked into the Montgomery County Jail. Now, this is the jail's 7th confirmed death this year. Terry Clemmons' family wants answers. We tried getting them from the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office, but it would not talk with us. In a statement, it told WHIO a corrections officer doing a routine safety check discovered an inmate suffering a medical emergency. Clemmons' brother said inmates have reached out to him saying he told corrections officers he felt sick, and he was worried somebody gave him fentanyl. The sheriff's office would not confirm that.
Stop playing dumb. You know, like I know, there's drugs all in y'all county jail that's killing the inmates. Do something about it.
The coroner did do an autopsy, but toxicology test results could take at least 8 weeks.
Yes, you would think after the Montgomery County Jail experience in the past, several inmates passing from a fentanyl overdose in their jail. You will figure if an inmate advised correctional staff that they believe there's fentanyl in their system, you will believe that they will get the Narcan medication that revive people who overdose. It seems like the Montgomery County Jail would have rushed Terry Clemmons to the hospital. That's the human thing to do, the humane thing to do. But since he was a black man, a 47-year-old black man, white supremacy wanted to watch this play out. And it met its goal, because white supremacy goal is to watch you die behind prison. Let's go to 2015, where Sandra Bland was killed behind bars, and they say she committed suicide over an altercation she had with a white officer. And I do believe that white officer is connected to her murder, and that's why he is not on the force. He should have been charged. We're talking about Sandra Bland, who was murdered, and they found her hanging in a cell, in a Texas cell. Yes, our people go to jail and die. What about Dexter Berry of 2022, November 23rd, 2022, in Duval County Jail, in Florida, Jacksonville, Florida. Dexter Berry was held in custody for 3 days and wasn't allowed to have his heart medication. After having a heart transplant, you must take this medication for the rest of your life. For 3 days, they wouldn't get his man medication while he was held in the jail. You know you got to take that pill every day once you have a heart transplant. The jail chose not to give him his medication because it costs too much. It costs $2,500 for this medication. If you didn't want to spend your money, white man, the most humane thing to do was to get his medication from his family members. But you wanted the results of death. 3 days held without your heart medication. You know your heart, when it comes from somebody else, they give you medication in case the heart rejects being inside someone's body. Yeah. This brother, Dexter Berry, died after being released from jail. He was released from jail, went straight to the hospital, and died 3 days later. His heart stopped because his heart rejected his body, or his body rejected the heart. Either way it go, these people are responsible for not giving this brother his medication. They chose to save money, a business deal. They didn't want to spend the money giving him medication. Spending money is more important than black life. So they watched that brother die behind bars. This is what they do. In Ohio, CRC, I tell you, in these reception centers, such as CRC, this is the Correctional Receiving Centers. Now they say that the receiving center in Lorain, Ohio, only accept people with parole and probation violations. But during probation violations, people dying in Lorain, Ohio Correctional Facility. CRC, Michael Daniels, 55-year-old black man, was beaten by correctional staff to death. You could look this story up. You could look it up. We are the most likely to die behind bars than any other race of people in America. This is how they get down. See, the racism of the Ku Klux Klan, race soldiers had infiltrated all sectors of society, especially law enforcement, correctional officials, government officials, taking off the white sheet, jumping into these uniforms, but have the mindset of a racist. And they can act out that racist up on our people. That's why our people are dying behind bars. Terry Clemmons shouldn't have died, y'all. 47-year-old black man. Once he fell ill, the most humane thing that they did was to deny medical attention. So if you got them underlying health conditions, black people, you taking a chance committing crime, going to jail, because you can die in the penitentiary. Now, white people might say it's your fault for being criminal, for being picked up for something that you had no business doing. They believe that you should die for small infractions that you may have committed and have to go to jail. Child support. You can go to jail for child support, black man. You can go to jail, black woman, for misdemeanor. And you may not come out alive, especially if you got underlying health conditions. Their mission is to watch you die. It's a murder campaign. Peace and black power. Make sure y'all mash up the likes, share this video, subscribe to the channel coming in. Peace.
3-0.